Hey guys, it's Andrew Walker and I'm here on my workshop. And next to me is a lady called Wasabi. Wasabi, welcome.
Hey, thank you, Andrew.
Yes, well, first of all, welcome. And I want to have a conversation with Wasabi about property, around property, and why property. So we've been in a workshop and we're actually on the last day of that workshop and we've covered a hell of a lot. But Wasabi, tell us, why did you embark on this journey on property? Why property? What's your background and why do you want to get into property?
Oh my goodness. It is such a long journey. It has been a long journey. And I'll tell you why. Because many years ago, when I started in my industry, because I'm in the entertainment industry,
Yes.
I remember clearly how when I get interviews, interviewed, I'll always say, oh, my other thing that I would love to do is to get into property.
Yeah.
Because for some reason I felt this is where I can actually make my life different,
Yes,
in a lasting way, it's kind of.
absolutely.
So there was that interest, and then over time I'll do little courses here, and then
Yeah,
over time I tried to buy my own,
sure.
property, so that the
Just to get
journey
going.
begins. Yes. So it's been a long journey,
Yes,
and this
definitely.
weekend has just given me even more depth
Yes,
into what it goes. Obviously, my buying property has given me experiences,
yes,
and I always believe that education is key.
absolutely. Because
So,
you don't know what you don't know, right?
exactly,
And I'll say
exactly.
the one thing that a lot of people have got out of this weekend, I think you too, is that there is a difference, ladies and gents, between property buyers, which is the majority of buyers in South Africa. People go out and they buy property, but they lack direction, they lack education, they don't know what questions to ask. So they end up buying a property, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. Have you seen the difference of an investor versus a buyer?
Yeah. I mean, in the past few days that we've been here, just even understanding whether it was from your Brunos, in terms of contracts, and seeing what is the guy, the Ukrainian guy, because
What,
that's an
Tony?
investor. Yes.
So was that Tony, the guy that bought the big buildings?
Yes,
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 absolutely.
and that was such an eye opener, even how smart he was
Yes.
in doing those
And the
deals.
refinancing of it, because most people
Totally.
don't understand the brr, which we'll be covering today, by the way,
Yeah.
going through how you buy a property below market value, renovate it to force the appreciation, move a tenant into the property, make sure you understand what the future market value is,
Yeah.
refinancing it, capital out, and repeat it.
My goodness.
And when we move away from residential to commercial, that's where it becomes another game changer for you.
Totally, totally. It was such an eye opener for me, honestly. And yeah, I can't wait to learn. There's a lot of information that came through,
Yes.
and
Was it too much or was it good
it's
content?
no, it was good content. It can never be too much.
Sure.
Your brain will take what it does, and then the rest you'll
Mm,
go and
sure.
study later. Um, but for me, it's just hearing it from the experts,
Yes.
which was very key for me, because they covered almost everything that you needed to know.
Absolutely. If you think about it, we covered business structure and tax. The offer to purchase was really good, putting people into different groups. And who else did we had? We had Julia Haddon talking about short term accommodation. There's such a big niche market with short term accommodation. Then we started running numbers. Wasn't running numbers a game changer as well? Because most people don't understand the concept of cash flow, returns, gross yield. And we learned that very quickly, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah, and most of the time, I mean, we get into tricky situations because we didn't run the numbers
Yeah.
properly, So
Because you
yeah.
bought with your
Oh,
heart. You made an emotional
the heart
decision
on the
because the
sleeve.
kitchen looks beautiful, doesn't it?
I tell you, and then you ignore all the other things. So yeah, it has, and a lot of the times it's also things that you've always known, but you always have to hear it
Yes,
again
yes. To
to.
reinforce it.
Yes, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And so, look, I'm super excited that you'll be walking a 2 year journey with us now. And what would one piece of advice for the people watching this video? What's one piece of advice you would give them as it relates to attending this workshop?
As it relates to.
This workshop. Should they attend this workshop or not?
Oh, without a doubt. I always believe that the most important thing is to take that first step.
Yes,
And I think this program is that first step.
absolutely.
Yeah. Come and experience it and then see where it takes you, but at least start.
Yes.
And the beginning is just so beautiful. I really, really had fun. I mean, I have my niece here who's in her 20s, and she really, enjoys it, so
And I could tell when you're playing the Robbie Kiyosaki cash flow game, she was on a high horse on that one. She was dominating the game. But that's the thing, you make it fun as well, don't you? It's not just about I'm going to learn. There's a few slides. We put people into, and we're doing more of that today, right? More exercises, practical exercises. We bring experts through. Saskia Cole was amazing.
Yeah.
She's one powerful woman, and
I
she
really
knows her
enjoyed
stuff.
Oh no, I did enjoy it. And as she was speaking, every time I could see, oh, whatever property I once checked, oh, this was, so I could always relate. I had little
Absolutely.
things here. So
No, it's exciting, hey?
lovely. It's exciting.
So, guys, if you also want to change your life through property, if you want to build real wealth, if you want to move away from being a property buyer, which is 99% of South Africans, and be the 1%, the property investors, like you said, this is the place to start, where we give you an awesome broad overview of different real life strategies and how to set this up as a business. So, guys, book your ticket, and I'll see you guys soon.
Yes.